Welcome back to Willoughby Park in Langley, British Columbia, Canada, here for another jam-packed PACWEST weekend as the Langara Falcons host Capilano in a doubleheader here. The women's up first, kicking off at noon. The men coming up at 2:30. Let's get you the starting 11s for both squads. First for the visiting Capilano in white today. In goal, number 1, Rhea Gill. Number 3, Kai Belbin. Alexis King, number 6, Maya Smith. Number 11, Erica Di Lorenzo. Number 12, Isabella Bolognese. Number 14, number 17, Caitlin Johnson. Number 20, Maya Fraser. Number 21, Michaela Salvino. Number 22, Sophie Pather. And number 23, Chantel Morris for the hosting Langara Falcons. They're decked out in all orange today. In goal, number 30, Simran Basra. Outfield, number 4, Rachel Shang. Number 6, Ashleen Jassar. Number 7, Rita Sirsiris. Number 8, Manat Dillon. Number 11, Amber Wells. Number 13, Cassidy Kwan. Number 14, Marina Pashalidis. Number 16, the captain, Alex Paul. Number 18, Annette Hernandez. And number 21, Madison Pinch. Of course, the last time these two squads met here at Willoughby Park, it was a resounding 5-0 victory for Capilano. And of course, both these teams meet again this weekend. Capilano will host tomorrow for another doubleheader of PACWEST action. Langara just ahead of Capilano in the standings as well, so lots to fight for here. Capilano will be wearing their all-white strip. They'll start out from left to right on your video stream here. A little bit of white with dark blue shoulder piping and trim, and Langara in all orange head to toe with a little bit of white and black piping and trim as well. And of course, Langara wearing some special orange jerseys. Of course, it's Truth and Reconciliation Week here in British Columbia. And Langara was honored to receive a name from the Musqueam in their language, which means House of Teachings. The word is used to reference the advice given to a child to build their character and to guide them in adulthood. And of course, we'll mention that throughout the broadcast, talk about it a bit at halftime as well. The pronunciation on that Musqueam name, Snowwaith Lelum. And of course, once again, that means the House of Teachings. And we'll see if the change in color will do Langara a bit of good, as they struggled last time out against Capilano. We're now underway here at Willoughby Park. A couple notable absences for Langara in their lineup today. No Christy Wong. She has all the goals so far for the Falcons this year, so we'll see if they miss her goal-scoring touch. They do get Madison Pinch back into the lineup, one of my favorite central defenders to watch. She'll be alongside Cassidy Kwan. And Capilano starting brightly here. 14 degrees, a little bit windy, but mostly sunshine, a little bit of cloud. As Alex Paul looks to run into a ball here in the left channel. It's Chanel Morris who gets there first. Apologies, I think I may have called her Chantel Morris in the starting lineup, so apologies to the Morris family and Chanel there. It's Chanel Morris, the number 23 for Capilano. They're in control of the ball, and so is Morris now. She lifts a vertical ball into the right touchline for number 17 to chase. That's Caitlin Johnson. She can't get on the end of it, but manages to peel it off of Cassidy Kwan, who herself wins it back. Alex Paul does a good job to control it before letting it go out of play. Capilano win the ball back in a good neck of the woods here. Maya Smith, who for me was probably the woman of the match the last time these two met here at Willoughby Park. I believe she had a goal and a handful of assists, and she ran the show. She didn't give the ball away very often, if she did at all that evening. Here comes Marina Pashalidis. Lung-busting run into the left channel. She just muscled off of it ever so slightly there by Alexis King, but she's going to win a deep throw-in, and that's what Marina Pashalidis can bring, is a little bit of speed and a little bit of jinking and jiving. It's really tough to defend her sometimes for some of the young defenders in the PACWEST here. She can be a real handful, Paschalides. Langara have the ball with Manat Dillon now. She's going to put in a long shot. Not a lot of steam on it. It's an easy claim for Rhea Gill, the number 1 in between the sticks for Capilano. Also worth noting, Annette Hernandez, the number 18 here, just joined the squad for Langara. She's a former Whitecaps Academy member. We'll see if her expertise can boost the game of the Falcons, who, while having wins under their belt this season and sitting just above Capilano in the standings, I'm sure they'd like to put a more of a stranglehold and want to compete with those top 2 squads, VIU and Douglas. Goal kick now for Capilano. Weekend's past has been very windy here at Willoughby Park, which of course is the home of the Vancouver FC in the CPL, right next door to the Langley Event Center, the home of the WHL Giants. Ball lifted over the top here for Sophie Pather. She's running onto it, plays a ball across net. Will Caitlin Johnson get there? She will. She tries to cut it back across net. It's actually a very good interception by Ashleen Jassar. Real chance there for Capilano, and had the goalkeeper Simran Bazra scrambling. As I was saying, the LEC, Langley Event Center, right next door, home of the Giants, as well as the Vancouver Bandits, the local basketball team as well. So plenty of sports here from the roots, grassroots on up. Lots of youth teams playing in the neck of the woods as well. Cross, outswinger, number 3. It's a header from, I want to say it was Maya Smith. It wasn't. It was actually Erica Di Lorenzo. A good cross into the area, too, by Kai Belbin. That was hit with some pace and some whip and right into the dangerous heart of the area. Almost caused some problems there for Langara. Alex Paul just gets passed around there. Belbin has a 10-yard ball get away from her, and Alex Paul now gets it. Look for the path of Hernandez. Paschalides now. As you can hear, Alvin Prasad, the head coach for Langara, just urging Marina Paschalides to put a little bit of a high press there. Maya Smith has the ball roll off of her foot, but it rolls right into the path of Sophie Pather. She's bearing down on net as Pather, right-footed shot, just didn't get enough sting on it. Bit of a daisy cutter there. Rolls into the hands of Simran Bazra, who dives to her right and immediately bowls out for Amber Wells. Wells in the right channel for Hernandez. Her touch just gets away from her ever so slightly. Manat Dillon, misplaces a pass there, intended for Amber Wells, and it almost put, I believe it's Madison Pinch, in a bit of trouble, but she calmly plays it forward for Paul. And Paul and Paschalides just crossed their wires there. Paul wanted the give and go, while Marina Paschalides thought she was going for a dribble herself. Nonetheless, Langara will get it back right on the halfway line. Just under 6 minutes in. 0-0 here. Capilano probably the better of the possession so far, but no real cutout chances to speak of. Hernandez lifts the ball into the air. It's one down by Paul. A bit of a robust shoulder tackle there from Di Lorenzo. Langara come away with it, though. Rita Series was calling for the ball there from Manat Dillon. Almost was able to wrestle it off of, I believe it was Isabella Bolognese, I beg your pardon, on the far side. That's something the Falcons will want to keep in their back pocket here, is some tidy passing. They've had a couple opportunities here, not under a ton of pressure, to move the ball around, and the accuracy of their passing has just let them down ever so slightly. They'll want to clean that up if they're to compete with Capilano. Last time, of course, we mentioned, and we don't want to keep harping on it, a 5-0 resounding victory for Capilano with Maya Smith running the show, and Langara won't want to let that happen again, let's just say. Cassidy Kwan heads it into touch. Deep throwing again for Cap. It'll be Di Lorenzo on the throw. She had Salvino show closest, but was immediately boxed out by Hernandez. It's going to be a deep throw, and if not a corner, on this near right corner flag, right by the parking lot here at Willoughby Park. Short throw in now. Rolls off the upper thigh of, I believe it was Johnson. It'll go for another throw in. Langara have just struggled to create any rhythm here. That being said, they're doing well to stifle the rhythm of Capilano, who, despite good possession in this first 7 minutes, have yet to really carve open an opportunity. Ball lifted into the penalty box by Di Lorenzo, headed clear by Wells, and then helped on by Jassar. Another deep throw in, as Langara are being forced to defend here. Good tackle by Paul. Dennis Kindle, the coach for Capilano, now up off of his bench, just giving some verbal instructions for his girls. Maya Smith kips pass one, tackle two, puts on the brakes. Oh, the ball just stuck between her feet. Belbin with a shot now, deflected. The keeper, can she get there? Eventually she does. Cassidy Kwan just put up the gates until Basra could come off her line and get it. A little bit of heart and throat moments there as Maya Smith almost managed to slither through a couple orange shirts. And Kai Belbin also had an effort there on net. Good play there from Capilano. Just, once again, nothing really gild-edged so far. Ball to the right touchline. A good one there from Johnson, who just tried to roll Jassar. Jassar was patient, though, and just shepherds it out. The wind just starting to pick up ever so slightly here at Langley. Paul, good ball in deck. Good first touch there from Hernandez. Marina Pashalides has this left channel to run, and she's going to put in the brakes to Hernandez, who will return. Pashalides needs some help here centrally. Dillon gives it to her. Instead, it's Rachel Shang who's closest to it. Sir Sirius is wide if she can get it to her. Great pass there from Shang. Sir Sirius is in the area. Can she put in a cross? She does. It just gets picked off, though, by, I believe it was Bolognese. I might be mistaken, actually. Either way, it's a good interception. It was Chanel Morris who actually cut it out. Real good passing there from Sir Sirius. Hernandez and Pashalides started it, and then a good switch of play to Shang, and an even better through ball from Shang, you could argue. Unfortunately, Rita Sir Sirius, who's usually spot on with her service, just couldn't get it past the first line of defense. Good play there from the Falcons. Throw in for Langara. Good control there by Hernandez. Took the ball down on the chest and just tried to tee up Pashalides on about a deft little 5-yard pass. Good control there and good pivoting by Maya Smith, who's released, I believe it's Pather on the far side. Long diagonal cross might have come off the hand of Jassar. The referee's going to show some mercy here. It'll go all the way back to Simran Basra, who will pick it up, and Langara get a chance to organize the troops from the back on out. Sir Sirius. Just can't get to the outside of Isabella Bolognese. Good ball forward this time for Maya Smith. She's going to go on the dribble. She has options now laterally. She's also got a run coming in at the backstick. I'm just trying to make out the number there. Might be Alexis King, who had made a good central piercing run that I just don't think Maya Smith saw. It's a good play again by Maya Smith, though. She acknowledges the space and her teammates so well. She knows exactly what's going on and around her at all times. Jassar takes the ball down in her lap. Ooh, kind of double thought going centrally, and has now played Cassidy Kwan into a bit of a position. She thought about going all the way back to her keeper. Maya Smith almost bites on that one. Kwan forced up the middle of the park, and it's going to create a chance here. Is it? Good last-ditch header there by Amber Welser. It would have been a real look on net there for Maya Smith. Kai Belbin Another great cross, this time at the back post. It's met by the crossbar after all that and rolls off the top of the net. My goodness, that was a real effort. Best chance of the match so far. I'm just trying to make out the number. I think it was the central defender of Capilano. I beg your pardon. It's actually Michaela Salvino who rose the highest there. Another great whipped-in cross by Kai Belbin, who is 2 for 2 on great crosses from this right-hand side. They flummoxed the Langara defense. This time it's actually met by the head of Salvino, and it was only a lick of paint in the crossbar, and physics and Mother Nature and whatever else you want to blame that it isn't 1-0, but it could be here. Capilano in, and it's a great shot, and it's a great goal. Well-deserved by Cap, who've been knocking on the door the last 5 minutes, and they pass their way through the Langara defense there. It's a fantastic goal, and it's 1-0 in the 13th minute. The Falcons were bending. They looked like they might not break. Alarm bells were ringing when that first effort came off the crossbar. I believe it's Sophie Pather who gets that goal. It's a great through ball. I believe she kept herself onside as well. Alvin Prasad, head coach of the Falcons, now just having a quick chat with his two center backs, Wells and Kwan. And Langara have an uphill climb here. Kwan now on the dribble. Tries to spray it into the path of, I believe it's Alex Paul. There'll be a foul on Kwan. It's brought back to the halfway line. Orange ball. Paul takes the free kick short. A little bit of space for her to work in this left channel. She'll play it centrally, looking for Hernandez. Good roll there by Hernandez as she managed to evade the tackle of Chanel Morris. Ball headed up in the air by Johnson and hooked clear by Belbin. Throw in for the Falcons right at the halfway line. Jassar back for Kwan. Call clip forward for Paul to run onto. She's onside. Alex Paul in the penalty box now. Paul goes for a chip. Almost got it over the keeper. Just a bit too much sting on it. She had Marina Pashalidis to her left if she wanted to square it, but we know what Alex Paul can do with the ball at her feet. Good with both right and left feet, so I'm sure her teammates definitely don't fault her for having a crack there. She was inside the penalty box, and that ball was hopping up for a volley, and she certainly smashed through it. Just too much sting on that one, or Langara might have been on equal terms. Belbin puts her heads down, has a rip, and she has quite the right foot. That's actually going to cause a corner kick. It just had too much whip on it, and it was hopping and dipping and rolling, and Basra just couldn't control it, couldn't corral it, couldn't bundle it up. And Kai Belbin, who I've said 2 for 2 on corner kicks, she's going to get another crack here. 2 for 2 on shots for my money as well. The number 3 is a serious danger piece for Capilano. Langara must be on their best behavior whenever she's around the penalty box. Another great cross. This one to the near post, headed clear by Alex Paul. Only as far as Chanel Morris. All the way back, she's going to hoof in a shot. It takes an awkward skip around the 6-yard line, but not too much trouble for Basra. She's wearing the teal or seafoam head-to-toe kit for Langara in the right net. On your video stream, all black gloves, all black headband. Her counterpart, Rhea Gill, in the highlighter pink with a little bit of black trim head-to-toe, all black gloves, and a little bit of white arm tape and piping and trim as well. Ball over the top for the number 6, Alexis King. She's going to try and hook it back into the area. The goal scorer, Sophie Pather, tried to head it on, help it on for number 21, Salvino, who hit the crossbar just before Pather opened the scoring. Ball one whack by Rita Circeris, who I'm sure Langara will want to get more involved. She's such a fantastic defender, and she's a real handful when she can get forward. She doesn't get a ton of opportunities to do so, but when she does, she can be a real nuisance for the opposite defenders. A lot of play has come up this left-hand side with Pashalidis and Alex Paul. Ball clipped over the top, looking for Pather. Trying to get inside Madison Pinch. It looked like it came off the hand of Pinch, and Pather was the first to lobby for the call. She's going to get it, and it'll be a decent little free kick-up opportunity here for Capilano. Maybe about 3 or 4 yards. Just those. Oh, gosh, they're much closer. They're pretty much right on the line of the 18-yard box on that far left channel from the broadcast vantage point. It's going to be a three-lady wall for Simran Basra. It's an acute angle. It would take something pretty special here, but there's 5 white shirts queued up in the box. Dealer's choice at this point. We'll see if Basra can be first to this one. They have Jassar on the post. It's clipped into the area. And then thumped clear by Hernandez. Langara doing just enough there to keep the ball out of the danger area. I believe it was Salvino again rising the highest. She just couldn't get the head on it. Just a bit too tall for her. Rachel Shang sees the ball flash past her and Amber Wells. Maya Smith dispossessed. Pather has her rip. She kind of swung at that one and was leaning back, didn't get all of it. And it just scuffs off into touch. Another goal kick for Basra. If you're just joining us, 1-0 Capilano. In the 13th minute, it was Sophie Pather who opened the scoring on a fantastic through ball. She slotted home first time, and that was just moments after Salvino had hit the crossbar on a corner kick. Langara will play out from the back now. It's Kwan on the dribble. Kwan, much like Alex Paul, very calm with the ball at her feet, content to dribble or play a pass. And you just wonder how much they lose in the midfield with Cassidy Kwan being not locked into that center back role, because obviously she has some room to get forward and build up from the back, but those are the type of players you usually want conducting things in the midfield. Of course, Langara without their usual center back, Grace Jorgensen. Madison Pinch has slid over to the right with Amber Wells and Cassidy Kwan filling those center back roles. Alex Paul now right-footed. Looks like she wants to uncork a shot. Now she will. It takes a deflection off of De Lorenzo, which took all the mustard out of it. It's an easy pickup for Rhea Gill. She'll drop kick it into the midfield. That's one down by Rachel Shang. Good take there by Shang. Dillon now. Tried to get it to Sears. It's picked off by Bolognese. Had trouble linking up today, Dillon and Sears. They've been in the right positions, but when it comes to the time for the pass, the actual pass itself for the ball to leave the foot, they just cross their wires ever so slightly. Manat Dillon looks like she wants to play it square into feet, whereas Rita Sears looks like she wants to run onto it. Maya Smith looks like she snuck around the back line here. Cassidy Kwan will just put up a bit of a blockade there to give Maya Smith a bit of something to work around, a bit of an obstacle. And it makes life a bit easier on Simran Basra, who just has to pick the ball up off the deck, and she'll carry on here, still 1-0 in the 21st. Pashalides, good ball win there. Juggles it down for herself. She has her series forward. Pashalides puts on the break, though. Kind of running out of ideas here. I beg your pardon, Pashalides. She's going to dribble it out into touch. Smith takes, turns. She's going to get past Wells. Great play there by Smith to just ride the tackle. And she gets it to Johnson, who breezes past Jasser. Great cross into the area. Johnson for a wide open player, and it's a goal. It's 2-0 for Capilano. Another fantastic play equals a goal. Maya Smith was the conductor. She spread it to Johnson. And then a great cross across the face of the goal that Langara just couldn't deal with. And I believe it's Salvino who might have this goal. I believe it is. It was. And she had all the time to size up that side-footed effort. As mentioned, she'd rattled the crossbar probably about 10 minutes ago. And this time she gets the goal back. Langara just couldn't suss out that through ball from Smith. And the cross just evaded them and was deep enough to that back post for Salvino to just run onto a side-footed half volley almost as the ball was hopping ever so slightly. And Langara need to answer the bell here and get something going forward. Here comes Rita Sears. She's going to try and press the issue against Bolognese. She's worked the ball up the park here, Sears. She needs some options. Orange are sitting fairly deep. Just a bit too aggressive in the tackle there, Sears, and Capilano will win the ball back. It's a good effort from Bolognese as well, who had to ride that tackle of Sears, nipping at her heels there. A good fight on that far side from both ladies. Ball over the head of Dillon, and then Maya Smith just rolls Amber Wells again, the two number 11's doing battle. This one goes the way of Smith. Ball for Capilano right at the halfway line. Played infield for Belbin. That was tough as well. Belbin had 2 orange shirts on her, but did such a good job of just playing it back to her center back pairing. Alex Paul now just gets in front of Di Lorenzo. Ball into touch now, or will it be? Cassidy Kwan will just let it roll out, and it'll be a Langara throw. About halfway through the half here. If you're just joining us here at Willoughby Park. Another doubleheader of PACWEST action. Langara hosting Capilano. The women starting at noon, and then the men get going at 2:30. And it looks like unless Langara can stem the pressure and create some chances of their own, we might be on for a repeat of the last time these two teams met at Willoughby Park, which was a 5-0 drubbing from Capilano, who do sit behind Langara in the standings, so this will do them a bit of a favor and probably not please the Falcons and their fans. Usually decked out in black or white. The Falcons donning the all-orange strip for Truth and Reconciliation Week here in British Columbia and in Canada as well. Lots of space for Marina Pashalides to run into here. She's got players to her right and left. She's going to go to Series. She's going to take on Bolognese. Will she go for a cross? Series skips past one. She just put the ball too far ahead of her. It was a clever little feint. She looked like she was going to whip in a cross, and everybody kind of backed off of her, and she just took the space, but she was just a dash too eager there, Series, and she put the ball too far ahead of her and just couldn't reel it back in. Good play there from Langara, though. They look like they still got some life in their legs. Wind starting to pick up here ever so slightly. Again, I know I keep saying that at Willoughby, but until you come down here, it's a bit of a wind tunnel in the stadium. Good temperature. Partly cloudy with a bit of sunny skies poking out, but the wind is taking center stage at the moment. Pashalides has Paul to her left, gets it to her, and Paul has a bit of space to carry forward. Gets it to Annette Hernandez. Takes a touch, goes all the way back for Cassidy Kwan, and Langara will try and move forward with numbers. Annette Hernandez asking for a bit of calm and cool. Just wanted the ball placed short, but Cassidy Kwan tried to lift it over the back line, and Langara will be forced to chase again. Ball played into the right channel for Smith. Amber Wells will try and get there. It's crossed, but I believe Smith just got too far under it. It actually clipped off the heels of Wells. It'll be a corner kick again for Capilano, and the very dangerous Kai Belbin will be over to take. Belbin. This one a little bit more lift, but right to the back post. Salvino almost there again, and she's been dangerous inside the penalty box as the 21 for Capilano. Belbin almost found her again. Partnership bearing fruit for Capilano early in this first half. Just having a bit of a chuckle here now. Our cameraman's being attacked by a bumblebee, and he can't really move or get away from the camera. Well, now the bumblebee's coming over here, so that's what I get for making fun of him. Never make fun of people being attacked by bees. I know it's funny when it's happening to somebody else, but when it's happening to you, it's like you're being chased by like a horror movie villain or something like that. Scary stuff. Anyways, Capilano played to the right by Salvino. This bee is just not going away. This bee is just not going. There he is in front of the screen too now. It's helter-skelter up here. I'm telling you, it's all going down at Willoughby Park. I think he's gone now. Don't worry. Okay. Sorry, fans there. We had a little bit of a bee scare. It'll be Di Lorenzo now. She throws in for King. Her touch just gets away from her, though, and it'll be a goal kick. And a little bit of a pressure relief there from Langara, who'd been buttoned in. As Jeremy Holland now, the assistant coach for Langara, who I have to say has a fantastic head of lettuce. What a flow that guy's got going on right now. He's just giving Alex Paul, his captain, some instructions at the near touchline. As Alvin Prasad stands pensively by and watches on. Just kill the bee, man. It's on you. It's on your sleeve now. It's on your hand. It's on your sleeve. I know this is probably fantastic for the stream, but Paschalidis wins the ball back. This looks promising for Langara. Good work there by Paul. She's got past one, got past two, but just kind of dribbled into a maze of white shirts. She needed a little bit more support from behind, and I think that was Rachel Shang who absolutely mugged Kai Belbin there in the middle of the park. She gets away with it. It was a robust tackle from the number 4. She wins the ball back there, and a foul against King. And if the Falcons march their numbers into the penalty box, this could be a rare opportunity from a set piece. They've only got 4 there at the moment. Alvin Prasad just telling Rachel Shang to make her paces back towards the area. Ball hit right into the chest of, I believe it was Rhea Gill, but it had so much zip, as Alex Paul's shots usually do, that it just rebounded up into the air. Heart and throat moments there if you're a Capilano fan. Good effort there from Alex Paul, who just put the laces through that one from probably about a good 30 yards out. And we know she's capable of that. There's no surprise there. Another good play by Alex Paul there. She just forces the defender to play it out. It'll be a deep throw, and Orange got to get some shirts closer in and around the penalty box. They need some numbers. Every time they've gotten close, there just hasn't been anybody there to really put on some pressure. Good ball into the area by Jasser. Finds Rita Searsiris. She's forced wide by Bolognese. Back in for Dillon. Side-footed away there by the goal scorer, Salvino. We're going to see a substitution here coming up for Langara. And perhaps it might be just what the doctor ordered. Paschalidis almost gets on the end of that one, as their top goal scorer, number 15, Christy Wong, is about to enter the fray here. And similar to Paschalidis, very pacey, very good with the ball at her feet, and loves to dribble and loves to shoot when she's inside the penalty box. So we'll see if Christy Wong can create something here for Langara. It'll be, I believe it's Ashleen Jasser coming off. It is Jassar now off. Just having a quick word with the coach. She lifted a good ball into the area. The back post that just evaded Rita Searsiris moments ago. She'll get a bit of a break now as Christy Wong is into the mix. They've pushed Alex Paul all the way up. And Marina Paschalidis has come more to this left wing. Arnett Hernandez has dropped deeper, and Christy Wong has gone to the right wing. So maybe a front trident of Paschalidis, Paul in the spearhead, and then Wong wide right. Shang forces Johnson into an errant pass. It's clipped up the line by Wells, controlled by Searsiris at about collarbone height. It looked awkward, but she did well to dish afterwards. Paul almost might get there. It's a back pass. It's going to put Gill under a bit of pressure here. She does well, though, to just side-foot it out into touch. Good play there by Gill. Paschalidis fighting with De Lorenzo now. Good play there by Paschalidis. Good play there by Hernandez, who's just couldn't get her overlapping pass there. Past De Lorenzo. Maya Smith uncharacteristically plays a ball wide, and Sophie Pather will come the width of the park to win a throw-in for her squad. Good work there by the number 22, who, aside from opening the scoring, has put in a good bit of running here today as well. She's definitely worked hard for it. I think that bumblebee's gone. I think we finally get some peace now. The cameraman gives the thumbs up. He says we're good to go. Didn't mean to frighten any audience members out there. Throw in the way of Cap. It'll be De Lorenzo, I believe. She heaves it into the penalty box. Hernandez is the closest. She's dispossessed. Amber Wells will take no chance. She just hoofs it right up Main Street. And Alex Paul will try and collect. Orange shirts will move their way up. And Capilano might have another chance to pierce forward here. Smith can't get past Dillon. Quan clears. Paul's there. And just offside. I thought that might have been the case, but didn't want to put the kiss of death on it, as Alex Paul looked like she might have a charge on net there. Good play by Quan, though, as she saw Paul hanging off the last defender. Worth a shot. Capilano get the ball back 32 minutes into this one. Still 2-0. The goals from Pather and Salvino for the Capilano University Blues. Ooh. Good interception there as Alexis King was just trying to thread it through for Maya Smith. I didn't see who the central defender was that picked it off. I want to say it was Cassidy Kwan, and it needed to be spot on. Ball played into the right channel. Sears wins it. It's a heavy touch for Sears. That's been kind of the story of Sears' afternoon today. She's gotten in such good spaces and she's put in such hard work, but a couple of her touches have just gotten a bit away from her, which is so unfortunate. Another heaving throw. This time it's Maya Smith who whips it into the penalty box. King shoulders Shang off the ball. It's won back by Wong, though. Pashalides puts on the brakes, plays it in for Wong. Tons of space in that right channel to go for. And it's Madison Pinch who finally gets a chance to get into the offensive end. Through ball looking for Wong. She had to get between two sets of white shirts. Thankfully, the ball played right back to Pinch. She's tried to put in a long raking cross. Gets too far under it. Scrappy play in the middle of the park there between Bolognese and Pinch. Capilano, I beg your pardon, come away with it. Oof. That's a stiff tackle from behind as Christy Wong taking no prisoners on that one. She crunches Salvino from behind and it'll be a throw-in. Beg your pardon, a free kick. The way of the ladies in white. Blue substitutes now up off the bench, stretching their legs, getting a bit of movement going. I don't think the coach will want to shake up anything too much. Dennis Kindle, as the squad seemed to be working like a well-oiled machine at the moment. But nothing wrong with some fresh legs should he see some heads dip. Salvino's been battered in the last couple of minutes. She's been thumped over by Wong and then Shang. Paul now gets the ball by the right touchline. She just keeps it in. She has Hernandez central, almost clipped there by Bolognese. Cross into the penalty box by Paul. It's hooked up into the air by Morris. Not really dealt with. Christy Wong still has it. Goes out into touch, and it'll be a corner kick. Good play there by Wong, who's scrapping it out on that far touchline, and she's won her squad. I believe it's the first corner kick of the game. It'll be Alex Paul over to take. Right-footed outswinger. There's 6 orange shirts there. Pinch is the closest. It's going to get to Pinch's head. She nods it down, but it's just too tame an effort, and Gill just watches it hop up into her lap. Good positioning there by Pinch, and a great cross by Paul. Maybe with a better head start at a run at that one from Pinch. It's a serious bullet header to trouble Gill. Real good chance there from Langara. Christy Wong clipped. It'll be a foul in the middle of the park. Minutes to go here in this first half, and how big a goal would it be going into that locker room, even if it is just one to keep them into the game for Langara. The last thing they would want to do is concede a third, I would imagine. Paul, free kick, probably about 40 yards out. This one is going to take some magic. She tries to just chip it over the back line for Wong to run onto. It was well read by Capilano, though. Johnson now, she's going to blast a ball forward looking for Maya Smith to run onto. That's headed straight up in the air. Rachel Shang collides with Belbin now. King. Good play by King here. She's being hounded by Manat Dillon, but just keeping the ball. Good play there, but Hernandez not getting a ton of luck on that throw-in. Ball still in. Good play there by Pashalides. She's won it back, and they've got numbers now. Paul looking for Wong. Paul has a rip. Oh, right into the waiting arms of Gill, and She's had trouble with those stinging efforts before, Gill, but she got that one just right as Alex Paul ducked her head down and just put the leather through that one. Good effort again from Paul, and great work in the middle of the park by Pashalides and Hernandez, they're running around a lot here, and sometimes it's a thankless effort, but that time it paid off. Good ball from Paul into the feet of Wong. She has to get to the outside of Bolognese. The ball just got away from her, did Wong. So unfortunate. It's been the story of Langara's evening, or early afternoon, depending on what time you're waking up. It is Saturday after all, and it is a long weekend, so if you stayed up late last night, we forgive you. But they've gotten to the edge of the area so many times, and they've looked poised to score, but they've just not been able to beat the keeper. They've been flummoxed by the final pass. Another raking effort this time from Alex Paul out wide. Hops up on Gill, but she gets that one. At least they're padding the shot stat. They're definitely putting in the effort here, Langara. They just got to make it amount to something here. They don't want to leave empty-handed. Good through ball there, looking for Maya Smith. It's well read by Amber Wells, though. She's just going to be able to walk this one out. Indeed, she will. Another goal kick. Just going back to what I was saying, it can be so depressing sometimes as an athlete when you put in so much effort and you get so close to scoring a goal and then you just don't get there and you leave empty-handed. It can really be a kick in the butt. So the last thing they want to do is put in all this energy and time and battle and blood, sweat, and tears and not get their just rewards. Pinch now up the right touchline. Alex Paul almost gets to the outside of Maya Fraser. She's been very quiet on that far side, wearing the captain's armband. And sometimes quiet's not a bad thing. Maya Smith looked like it might be offside. Indeed it is. Just a hair, just a boot's length offside, Maya Smith. Cassidy Kwan won't get the play moving, as Alvin Prasad, the coach, demanding a bit faster pace from Langara. Great through ball in the air, looking for Paul to run onto. Christy Wong was in that neck of the woods as well. Only as far as Salvino, and it's a good press here from Langara. They are not making life easy for Capilano at the moment. Poked ball forward from Alex King, just looking to roll it between a couple orange sets of legs. Rita Sears under pressure has played a bit of a tough pass on her right back Madison Pinch, and it will be a goal kick. A little bit fortuitous. As Sears just tried to go cross field and got a bit too far under it. Got picked off by Capilano, but they just weren't able to make the most of the opportunity. Ball played short to Amber Wells, and she will march it forward. Tries to play an aerial through ball, looking for Hernandez. Just rolls off of her shin, takes a deflection actually. And Langara will get the ball halfway up the Capilano half. They've enjoyed a little bit more possession in the opposition half of Langara since conceding the 2 goals. Once again, outside of a couple Alex Paul rips on net, they've just struggled to create any real chances so far. They've looked better since Christy Wong has come on, that's for sure. She's added a little bit of life and energy to the squad. Shang takes, turns centrally all the way back to Kwan. She has Sears wide. Sears gets it now. Forced into the middle of the park, then plays to her right for Manat Dillon. Good switch of play all the way for Hernandez, who's run probably a good couple miles here in this first half. She's playing left, she's playing central, she's playing right, and she's really making it tick for the Falcons up front, I should say. Shang now, right-footed shot, once again, into the waiting arms of Gill. A lot of similar efforts here from Langara, probably shots from 25, 30 yards out, but just haven't been able to snap in for the rebounds when there has been some. And to her credit, and to be fair, outside of the one pacey Alex Paul shot, Gill's done well on her rebound control. Sears tries to get to the outside of Caitlin Johnson. She does. It goes the way of the Blues. Ball won by Rita Sears, and then thumped forward by De Lorenzo for Smith to chase. That was a bit of a optimistic ball forward, to say the least. It'll be a deep throw in for Langara, probably about 3 minutes to go, plus change in the half. I can't imagine a ton of stoppage as nobody's really had to take a knee for injury or fatigue just yet. When we knock on some wood, we don't want anyone to get hurt or be fatigued. It's not fun to be fatigued. Kwan now gets the ball at her right foot into the path of Paschalides. It would have been a tough ask for Paschalides to try and reel that one in. Head tennis match there, won by Manat Dillon as she just got the best of Belbin, but Capilano won the ball back. It's Johnson, gets to the outside of series. Johnson infield for Salvino, tried to return the favor. It's eventually thumped clear by Amber Wells. And it'll be a throw in for Capilano as the touch comes off Christy Wong last. Paschalides wins it down, but unfortunately just knocks it right back to Di Lorenzo. So series thumped on the back. Paschalides got a bit of a smart one there on the left ankle as well. It'll be orange ball. Good control there by Hernandez. Her series under pressure will just clip it forward. Christy Wong will move the line up. Fraser to her right for Di Lorenzo. Salvino showing close as well. That's picked off by Series. Salvino just crushes it forward. It's a perfect through ball for Pather, who cuts across Wells to win it back. Good play there by Pather, who's really causing some havoc in that back line for Langara. Much like Annette Hernandez for Langara, Pather has not stopped running today. Neither has Salvino and neither has Maya Smith, to be fair. Rachel Shang will chest it out. Deep throw in. Caitlin Johnson with the bright pink boots. Just waiting for some options. She goes to Salvino, who first time just insteps it, looking for Maya Smith in the penalty box. This left side for Langara has been under siege for the last 10 minutes or so. It's been all hands on deck from the defensive point of view. Maya Smith looking to put in a cross. It comes off the shins of Manat Dillon. Cassidy Kwan plays it forward. The referee puts whistle to lips. And we will go into the halftime locker room with Capilano holding a 2-0 lead. The goals from Pather and Salvino. Langara have had a few half chances. A lot of Alex Paul shots from distance, but have just not been able to bulge the twine of Capilano on this PACWEST doubleheader here again at Willoughby Park. As mentioned, the ladies now underway. They'll head into the locker room for some orange slices and Gatorade. The men coming up at 2:30. As mentioned, PACWEST doubleheader all day today here at Willoughby Park in Langley. We'll be back with more in about 15 minutes' time. Welcome back to Willoughby Park here. The first match of our PACWEST doubleheader for this weekend. Langara hosting Capilano. The men's coming up at 2:30. The women's match now underway in the second half with Langara trailing 2-0 to Capilano University. The goals in that first half by Sophie Pather as well as Michaela Salvino, as we see that ball roll out for a goal kick. A couple substitutions for both squads at the halftime whistle. Coming on for Langara in the second half, number 5, Azra Siddiq, and number 12, Vienna Timothy. Coming on for Capilano, Amelia Mori. Of course, the last time these two squads met here at Willoughby Park, it was a resounding 5-0 victory for Capilano. And Capilano are back of Langara now in the standings, so this definitely will do them a bit of a favor if they can hang on. Langara probably will have different ideas, though. They won't want to go off meekly into the night, despite the score being 2-0 here. Foul there at the halfway line. Here at Willoughby Park, as the wind has picked up ever so slightly. 14 degrees, partly cloudy. A little bit of sunshine earlier, but that's tucked back behind the clouds now. Willoughby Park here, the home of the Vancouver Football Club of the CPL. Also right next door to the LEC, the Langley Event Center, which hosts the Vancouver Giants, the WHL hockey team, and the formerly Fraser Valley Bandits, now the Vancouver Bandits, the basketball team. Capilano playing in white with a bit of dark blue piping and trim. Maya Smith wriggles away from a tackle there. Maya Smith, right-footed shot just over the bar. Good effort there from the number 11 in white tops. And as I was mentioning, dark blue piping and trim. They're playing from right to left on your stream. Langara decked out in head-to-toe orange today with a little bit of white and black piping and trim as well for Truth and Reconciliation Week in BC and in Canada as well. Langara was also honored to receive a name from the Musqueam in their language, which means House of Teachings, Snowaeth Lelum, which means the word is used to reference the advice given to a child to build their character, to guide them into adulthood. And of course that's embroidered across the front of those all orange tops with a little bit of white and black piping and trim, so a nice little touch there from the Langara Falcons on this holiday weekend. Wong, who was a nice little addition in that back end of the first half, just a little injection of pace and a little injection of creativity and a little bit of grit as well in the middle of the park. And outside of the 2 goals conceded by the Falcons in that first half, they probably ended the first half the brighter of the 2 squads. They just couldn't get any real gilt-edged chances. They were kind of kept to the 18 or further by a very good Capilano University defense. Rachel Shang there, just muscled out by a couple white shirts. Rita Sears comes away with it though. Amber Wells lifts it into the path of Wong, who just mistimes her header ever so slightly. The ball's clipped out into touch almost by Isabella Bolognese, but it looks like Pather might keep that alive, only as far as Manat Dillon, and the Falcons get the ball back. Here comes Amber Wells. Dribble right up Main Street for Alex Paul. Rachel Shang gets the ball wide right for Christy Wong with a great little touch to bring it down. Wong, she's going to take on Bolognese. Here comes Wong, gets to the inside in the penalty box now. Wong cuts it back. Right-footed shot. Was it blocked? I believe it was. It was Alex Paul, who's just who you want pulling the trigger inside the 18. Good little bit of play there, orchestrated by Shang. And some real sublime work in this right channel by Christy Wong. Another corner kick taken short. Dillon in the box, left-footed shot across the area. Oh, it was Vienna Timothy who kind of kicked out at it with the left boot. It was kind of just going away for her, and she's just muscled off the ball there by, I believe it's King. It is King, who's in a real dogfight now with 2 orange shirts. She comes away with a good chance there by Langara. They had a couple sniffs in and around the penalty box. Once again, though, just couldn't get a gilt-edged chance. Ball helped on by Cassidy Kwong. Christy Wong's there. Just bodied away by, I believe it's Morris. Now across into the penalty area. It's Alex Paul at the back post. She just needed to knot it down and into the meshing. Oh, Langara with 3 great chances to start this half. That's just what the coach Alvin Prasad would have wanted there. They picked up right where they left off. And some great play there by the likes of Paul, Wong, Kwan, who's now playing more forward as Kwan. Perhaps they've decided that center back experiment can wait for another day, as they just need a little bit more edge on that front line. Timothy wins it down. It's Wells and Pinch who slid back into the middle of defense. Manat Dillon and Azra Sidik has come in as well to shore up that back line. Vienna Timothy looks to hook one over the top of the defenders. Wong wins the header, just giving Bolognese a real handful right now. Bolognese plays it out into touch for Pather. Sidik will press her, and a little effort from Wong as well. Wins the ball back. Good start here from the Falcons, though. They need a goal, though. As mentioned, the last thing they want to do is put on all this good hard work and come away empty-handed. Dillon now dribbling forward in the left channel, waiting for options. Timothy goes for a through ball. It was almost on the edge of her foot there. Good play by Dillon as she tried to pick out the number 12 on the far left side. Best chances of the match so far have probably fallen to the captain, Alex Paul. Look no further than that opportunity a couple minutes ago. She just needed to throw the head at it at the near post. I don't know if she knew how close she actually was. Just inches away from opening the scoring for her squad anyways. We're 52 minutes in. Still 2-0 for the visiting Cap squad. Pather and Salvino with the first half goals. They've hit a crossbar as well, have Capilano. But Langara are just starting to come to life now. Shang, Sirsiris, Wells. Another aerial ball. This time comes off the midsection of Kwan. Wong wins down the header. Alex Paul in alone. Paul shoots! Can it get in the back of the net? Oh, it's just cleared off the line. It just needed a bit more sting. Alex Paul is just not getting the rub of the green today. Oh, that ball held up just long enough for a goal line clearance. Langara are knocking at the door at the moment. Cross lifted into the box. Headed down. Right foot shot off the crossbar. It's Wells. Paul now. Oh, it's helter-skelter, but nobody can put the ball in the back of the net. This is so unfortunate for Langara. It's a goal kick. I feel that possibly should have been a corner kick, but oh my goodness, there's a couple head and hands out there, including Amber Wells, who just blasted a thunderbolt off the crossbar. No less than 5 chances over the last 5 minutes there from Langara. My goodness me. That Capilano goal is living a charmed life. A crossbar, a goal line clearance, and a couple mad scrambles. Somehow it's still 2-0 for the visitors. Good play by Series there to get past the substitute, number 15, Mori, and then that's a clip on Series again, who's just asking for a bit of space on the wall there. Salvino and Mori just trying to impede them. They're going to load the box here with Amber Wells. That one's hooked to the back post. Cassidy Kwan's closest to it. And it's Rhea Gill who, once again, when she's been called upon, has been right on with her interceptions. Good job by Sidik there to win the ball back. Puts on the brakes. Good play by Sidik. Picks out Shang in the middle of the park. Takes a touch back where she came from and ends up working out. Christy Wong had Kwan on the last line of defense but couldn't slither past Bolognese. Sidik now has it. Right-footed cross. Nobody really in the penalty box waiting for it. The closest was Wong, and it was hit just over her head and shoulders. 55 minutes in, 2-0 Capilano, but this second half has been all Langara. Pinch screams one into the right channel on a frozen rope. That would have been tough for any orange short to get on the end of, but nonetheless, they still managed to keep possession, or I should say a good chunk of territory anyways, position inside the opposition half. Throw in there from Pather looking for Maya Smith. She's bodied off of it by Pinch. Sadiq back for Wells. Vienna Timothy's presented an option wide. Instead, she'll go central looking for Cassidy Wong, who had just turned her back to the ball ever so slightly. Wells does well to win it back, though, and Vienna Timothy on the trot will pick it up at the right touchline. She's got options inside. She goes that way for Wells. Now back for Sirius. They're moving the ball so crisply and fastly and nicely here, our Langara. A stark contrast from the opening 25-30 minutes or so in that first half where they just couldn't seem to get the ball off Capilano. Ball thrown in over the top for Paul. She's in the penalty box. Paul, could she get it across? She does! There's some calls there, I think, from a rowdy section of the opposition, of the opposite field, I beg your pardon, calling for a field. Perhaps the Langara men there. Just lobbying for the ladies ever so slightly. Alex Paul did look like she got clipped, but she did manage to get her cross off. You'll see a yellow card here for obstruction. It was Kai Belbin who just impeded Sadiq, who's been excellent since she's come on. I don't think she's lost a battle yet, has Sadiq. We're going to see another substitution here. I'm not sure who's coming off. It'll be Vienna Timothy coming on. Vienna Timothy had just come on as a second half substitute, but the coach going for a bit of a shake-up here. He's putting on Annette Hernandez again, who definitely had a very bright first half. She's going to whip it across left-footed right into the danger zone. It's Kwan there. She's at the goal line, tries to put it across. It's a slide tackle. It'll be a corner kick. Good whipped and cross there from Annette Hernandez, who, as mentioned, up top with Christy Wong and Pashalides, who's now on the substitutes bench. We're causing real trouble for the Capilano women. It's another corner kick, again for Alex Paul, who's had one cleared off the line. We've also seen Amber Wells thump the crossbar. Alex Paul also missed a point-blank header as well. This one a floated cross in. Madison pinches there, bobbling around. No one able to put a real touch to it. It falls down to Manat Dillon. Looks like there might have been a foul on the keeper, perhaps a handball. That ball was just pinballing and ricocheting inside the penalty box, and who knows what it could have hit there. The referee says white ball, and perhaps this is just the pressure relief they need, because we're 12 minutes in, and I josh you not when I say it's been all orange in this second half. Langara have come out to fight here. I don't know what was said in that locker room at halftime, but it looks a different squad here. Sir Sirius gets past her marker. I believe it was Maury. Just a subsequent pass let them down. Maya Smith's going to have a real charge on net here. The keeper's come off her line. She's going to have to get this right, and she does. Good play there by the keeper. It's brave goalkeeping by Basra, and it needed to be, as Maya Smith had the crosshairs set, and she doesn't usually miss from that distance. Maury wins the ball back. Maya Smith might have another crack at it here. Right-footed. Can she put in a cross? She does. It takes a deflection off of Madison Pinch. Does just enough to take the mustard off of it. And it'll be Simran Basra to kick out to her right-hand side. Christy Wong the nearest to it. She flicks it down for Hernandez. That's off a white set of legs. And Langara get the ball back. Sadiq into the path of Wong. Her touch kind of gets away from her, but she recovers well. Plays it in for Cassidy Kwan. She tries to slide it through for the substitute Hernandez. Capilano just struggling at the moment to get on the ball and to get some rhythm. And that's not due to any lack of effort or skill. It's just Langara have come out the locker rooms all guns a-blazing here. Manat Dillon. Aerial ball looking for Kwan. It's helped on. Side-footed away by De Lorenzo. And then Amber Wells' ball centrally just left a bit short for Paul. It's one back, though, by Wells, who again leaves her pass short. Just a bit sloppy from Wells, who normally is bang on. And, of course, look no further back than, gosh, I want to say less than 10 minutes ago, when she absolutely peeled the paint off of the crossbar with a shot from probably about 25 yards out. Ball in the left channel for Maya Smith to chase, and look at her go. She's got Madison Pinch tracking back as well. Smith gets past Pinch as she trips. She is. Referee sees it, and it will be a free kick on the edge of the 18. Good job by Pinch, though. If there was a spot to commit that foul, it's probably better done outside the 18 than in. And it'll be a free kick for Kai Belbin, who was the service master of that first half. Every ball that she placed into the penalty box caused real trouble for the Langara defenders. We'll see if she can pick up where she left off. Belbin lifts it into the back post. It takes a deflection off Pather's arm. It'll be a free kick just outside the 6-yard box. If you're just joining us, it is a PACWEST doubleheader this weekend, with Langara hosting Capilano. They do play again tomorrow at Capilano's Park, both men's and women. But for today, our broadcast stream, we have the women's match now underway, 2-0 for Capilano, and the men coming up at 2:30. They last met here at Willoughby Park. It was Capilano coming from behind to take a 3-1 victory on the counterattack after Langara opened the scoring. The men seeking vengeance there. Here comes Belbin. She just gets past Dylan. Now for Salvino. Back into the path of Series. Her touch just gets away from her. Maury. Infield for King. Nobody really put a clutch and a claim to it, so Maya Smith snaps in. She's going for a dribble now. Gets past Pinch. Smith, right-footed shot. Knuckled ever so slightly at the very end, but it's a cool, calm dive save for Basra to her left. And Capilano have just gotten a bit of a foothold in this game. They were on the ropes there for about a good 15 minutes, but they finally settled and managed to put together some passes. Once again for Langara, they had so many good chances in that 10-15 minute spell, and they unfortunately have left empty-handed. Alex Paul's won the back, though, inside the penalty box. Kwan in the neck of the woods as well. She thumps over her defender. It'll be a free kick for the Blues of Capilano U. Ball thrown in now for the ladies in white. It's taken away by Sir Sirius, but she's bodied off the ball, and Belbin has it now. Pather in tons of space. It's a great through ball from Belbin, well weighted as well, into the path of Pather. She puts on the brakes, cuts back on her right foot for Smith, who has a couple shirts to get past. Great weighted pass from Smith again. It's good recovery defending, though, by Amber Wells, or that would have been a serious opportunity on net for, I believe it was Pather. Wells now, she's going to try and switch play, but the ball gets away from her. Alex Paul almost snatches in to win it. King, cross into the area. It's an open net for Smith. If she can finish it, she does, but she misses just wide. She got to the end of it. Good cross there by Alexis King. And Maya Smith was just flummoxed ever so slightly by, I believe it was Sadiq, who was tracking back to prevent that one, which surely would have been a goal off the foot of the number 11. She doesn't miss from inside 6 yards. Wells, oof. That is risky business there, and it looks like Wells has gotten crunched. We might see a yellow card here. She's down in a heap as Wells, who the ball just got away from her ever so slightly. Salvino tried to fly in for the tackle. She got a good chunk of her. And Salvino will help her up. Good sportsmanship there. And Salvino, who is on the score sheet now, will also go into the referee's pocketbook. That's a yellow card for the number 21 of Capilano. Ball over the head of, I believe it was Maury, I beg your pardon, Di Lorenzo. Once again, though, Alex Paul just couldn't reel it in. They do get the throw in, though. Cassidy Kwan fighting her corner. I believe it's Chanel Morris. Annette Hernandez, she might win this ball back. Hernandez came ever so close, and that would have been excellent for Langara, as they had plenty of orange shirts in the penalty box. Your series goes for a dribble now, looking for options, plays it back to Pinch. Ball over the top, looking for Maya Smith to chase. She might get there. Once again, it's Basler who comes off her line with some more courageous goalkeeping. I love me a good goalkeeper who's not afraid to fly off the line, maybe throw in a dicey tackle or two. I'm not saying that that's what Basler's MO is, but she's not afraid to come off the line. There's been a couple times here today where she stopped Maya Smith on clear runs on net. Shang plays the ball, looking into the path for Cassidy Kwan to chase. Can she get there? Kwan's going to put on the afterburners. Almost got ahead of Morris. Good effort there from the number 13 in orange. I feel this game might be crying out for Marina Pashalidis' inclusion right now. They've just lost a bit of a step, lost a bit of a pace, and who can blame them? They were going all guns a-blazing for the first 15 minutes, and they've just tired themselves out a little bit, Langara. Maybe the channel running in pace and industry of Marina Pashalidis could pay off. That's up to the coach, Alvin Prasad, though. I'm merely an armchair coach. I sit up top and I call the games here. Capilano, after being on the ropes and playing a bit of rope-a-dope for the first 15 minutes, as I've kept saying here, they've just kind of clawed back into the game and they found a bit of rhythm now. And another thing I've said throughout the broadcast, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record, is all those chances, all that hard work and opportunity and good play from Langara, and unfortunately they haven't come away with any goals, so they definitely deserve at least one here today, do the ladies. Kwong, or I beg your pardon, that's Wong. Going to the right corner flag. Salvino had enough of that. Steps in front of the number 15, but she can only play it as far as Sadiq, who tried to roll one into the path of, I believe it was Alex Paul, but there was just too many white shirts in the penalty area. It's thumped clear this time by Maury, but Sir Series will have it at the halfway line and play it in for Hernandez. Sir Series, great touch there by Sir Series. She gets past one. She's going centrally. Great play to the left touchline for Paul. Not a ton of options, Paul. She's going to try and scream in another right-footed shot. This one comes off the midsection of, I believe it was Morris or Di Lorenzo, and Capilano get the ball back. Salvino into the left channel for Smith to run onto. Good battle between her and Pinch. She's got Pather dropping. Ooh, and it looks like Madison Pinch has seriously hurt herself. Maya Smith went inside of her, and she just planted on that left leg. Offside there at the far post for Maury. And Maya Smith went to the touchline and then cut back really quickly on Madison Pinch, and it looked like she just planted on her right leg and went down, and she's been in some discomfort ever since, and I believe that'll probably force Alvin Prasad into a center back change again. He's been kind of swapping the pieces the last couple of weeks and throughout the match here with Grace Jorgensen and Madison Pinch and their availability kind of changing. We're going to have a wee water break here as Madison Pinch is in some discomfort. It's the right knee, if I had to guess. If you're just joining us, it is a PACWEST doubleheader this weekend with Langara hosting Capilano University here at Willoughby Park. The women's match here, 2-0, but the score doesn't reflect what's gone on the pitch. It's been mostly Langara in the second half, and they ended the first half very brightly. They've rattled the crossbar, missed a point-blank header as well. You could argue it could be on level terms at the moment, but Capilano bending, not breaking as far as their defensive efforts. And of course, those two goals in the first half from Pather and Salvino have certainly given them a bit of wiggle room as far as defending. The men's match coming up at 2:30. The last time they met, it was a 3-1 comeback victory for Capilano University here at Willoughby Park in Langley. So the Capilano men will definitely be wanting to make amends for that defeat, as it looked like they were in good control in the first half of that matchup, but the team in white and blue came burning back in the second half to score 3 on the counterattack and take the spoils. And I think Madison Pinch's evening, or afternoon I should say, might be done here as she's hobbling off quite gingerly. The right knee looks to be in not great shape as she went to plant that right leg just to get a better foothold on the turf here and see if she could stifle the dribble of Maya Smith. And I'd be surprised here if Pinch carries on. It doesn't look good. That being said, I haven't seen a center back warming up at the moment here for Langara. Vienna Timothy looks like she might come back into the fray here, and they might slide Cassidy Kwan back into center defense, which looks like it might be the play here. Amber Wells and Sir Sirius will go back, as will Azra Sedic, and it looks like Cassidy Kwan will indeed go back where she started the matchup in the center of defense. We've also got a substitution for Capilano as well. Di Lorenzo, the number 12, coming off, I beg your pardon, and coming on number 7, Alex Rode. Back underway here, 71st minute, and I'm sure there'll be some time tacked on for the unfortunate injury to Pinch there. Infield for Hernandez. Hernandez has options, goes to her left for Series. It's a bit of a halfway ball. Beg your pardon, it was Alex Paul who had to fight for that one after Hernandez just left it a dash short. Paul, first time, will put it into the path of Vienna Timothy, who had to jump up to win it back, and she's in a bit of a tussle for position. Good win there from Hernandez. Paul to her right for Dylan. Dylan thought about a shot. It's a cross for Christy Wong. She's offside, and she almost got there. She looked offside, to be fair, but good eye from Dylan. I didn't see that one. She flashed in there, and it was a perfectly weighted ball for Wong to run onto. Once again, though, when she's called upon, Rhea Gill in the Capilano net doing just enough to keep the orange team out. And Christy Wong, of course, we've mentioned it throughout the broadcast here, the top scorer this season so far for Langara. So she's just the woman you want bearing down on net. Wells. She's hit the crossbar today. Good ball over top looking for Paul. It's a great win, though, by Pather, who's now playing as our right back. Had that not gotten over the head of Pather, that was some serious real estate for Alex Paul to run into. Another long diagonal ball goes into the arms of Gill, and she'll kick out to her left. It's a tame one, though. It's one down by Timothy. Shang. Good battle with her and Alexis King here today. Alex Paul goes for a sombrero, but the ball had just drifted out of play, so the referee will bring her back. I beg your pardon, the linesman will bring her back, and it'll be a throw-in halfway up their own half. Ooh, cross-seam ball for Sedic, and Sadiq, she did just enough to wriggle that one away, but now she's giving it away, trying to play out from the back. Here comes Rode. Right-footed pass into the path of Belbin. Can't get past the wall of Amber Wells. That was heart and throat moments there as Sadiq had gone from hero to villain in the space of 2 seconds there. It was risky business by Sadiq, but I do appreciate her style of play. She does like to dribble. She does like to play out of the back. That time she just got swarmed by a sea of white shirts, and thankfully for her and the rest of the Falcons, it didn't amount to a Capilano goal. Timothy takes a two-hander from behind. Rachel Shang will poke it forward for Paul. Salvino flies in to smash it out into touch. Series tried to work a 1-2 with Hernandez, but Salvino was the first on the scene, and she's taking no chances as Salvino right now. She's lifting each and every ball back into the Langara half to just try and walk up Capilano. Who, credit to Capilano, they had to weather that early storm from Langara, who I mentioned. They came out of the locker room. They were different gravy. They'd been shot out of a cannon, and if it wasn't for the crossbar and some tough angling on a header on Alex Paul, you could argue this game should be equal, but the soccer gods or the rubber, the green, or whatever you want to blame it on has just not worked today for Langara, because they've been very much in this fight, and the 2-0 scoreline certainly doesn't reflect the way this match has played out here today. Sir Sirius has the ball now. Good job by Sir Sirius in for Manat Dillon. A good turn by Rachel Shang. She's got some time and space to work it into. Tried to feather it into Paul. Hernandez comes away with it, though. Manat Dillon has it now centrally. Carrying to her right, Dylan. Looking for the through ball of Wong. She's going to get it. Great pass there from Dylan. Wong cuts it across. It's side-footed straight up in the air by Morris. Wong's going to try and win it back. Almost does. Clever play there. Sadiq now. She's going to go for a right-footed shot. This might knuckle over the keeper. In fact, it clips over the crossbar. Good effort there from Sadiq. I don't know if she wanted it that centrally. I think she was trying to swerve in across, but it certainly kept the goalkeeper, Rhea Gill, on her toes in the highlighter pink kit of the Capilano net. 15 minutes to go here for Langara to try and put their stamp on this one as far as the score sheet is concerned. We will see a substitution coming up here for the visitors. Capilano, they're going to bring on, I believe it's number 3. Nope. That's Kai Belbin. She's on the park, but the player waiting to come in here at the halfway line is wearing Kai Belbin's training top. So it's throwing the broadcaster for a bit of a loop. I think it's Kiera Ramilo, but I have been fooled before. Ooh, good nutmeg there. Maya Smith in some dangerous position. Lays it off for King. Her shot takes a deflection. It'll be a corner kick on that far right-hand side. Dennis Kindle, coach of Capilano, calls for the substitution. He's not going to get it. He'll have to be a bit more patient as this corner kick will be taken. It'll be Kai Belbin, who, along with Alex Paul today, has been quite the service master from these set-piece scenarios. Salvino with a high boot there. It comes out to Hernandez, who will just play it off into touch. There was a sea of both sets of legs there, and I don't think Hernandez wanted to take a chance with any deflections or anything. She'll play it off for a throw-in, and here comes the substitution. Kai Belbin, who's been consistent today for Capilano. She'll come off, and as I correctly predicted, Clara Ramilo on. Salvino, right-footed cross into the mix section of Ramilo. She plays it square for Pather. Pather screaming across. She does to the back post. Rode is there! She misses. It was a good angle-cutting, diving save attempt from Basra anyways. I think Rode didn't know how much space and time she actually had, but Basra made herself big and did just enough to put off the accuracy of the number 7, who had just flew in at the back post. It was a good raking cross from Pather as well, who had managed to play it through the entire Langara back line. Road. Salvino, great 10-yard pass on the deck for Maya Smith. Tries to get to the inside of Kwan. She does. Good play by Smith, who is just a handful to try and get the ball from. Good play there from Dylan, though, who eventually pokes it from between her legs. It'll be a deep throw-in again for Capilano, who have grown into this second half and look to be getting stronger. Hit up in the air by Wong, cleared by Kwan. It came off the outside of her right boot, though, and screws off into touch. Smith being hounded by Dylan. That leaves enough space and time for Wong to try and fly in and win the ball. She does so. And she tried to outlet forward for Vienna Timothy, but it was just a bit too far behind the forward. Maya Smith is onside here, well onside. She was kept on by Sears at the back post. Maya Smith shoots and scores. She goes through the legs of Basra as Langara just mixed up their numbers and mixed up their offside trap ever so slightly there. The far side defender kept on Maya Smith, who I think sussed that out and just played behind the near side defenders. It was well onside. She slots home. Effort to Sir Sirius, though. Good effort, I should say, for tracking back and at least trying to cut down the angle on Smith there, but cool and calm as you like, Maya Smith. Once again, she's run the show here today, and she gets another goal to add to her tally. It's 3-0 Capilano. It's unfortunate for Langara as well, as 3-0 will never look good on a score sheet, but if you've seen the way the match was played out today, yes, there's been 3 moments where goals have been conceded, but Langara hasn't been played off the park by any stretch of the imagination, and they've certainly been in this dogfight for good portions of it. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit of finishing and those key moments that have let the ladies in orange down today. A crossbar and a couple gilt edge chances that just went begging. An Alex Paul header comes to mind. Of course, Amber Wells smacking the crossbar. Manat Dillon almost got it onto the toe of Christy Wong a few times as well. So it hasn't been without effort here from Langara. And for better parts of this matchup, they've been right on top of it. But unfortunately, Capilano have just been clinical and cynical at times. Sir Series tried to pass the ball into the path of Paul, but it was just behind her. Great diagonal ball there from Shang to Wong. Tried to get to the outside of Bolognese and uncork a shot. She's going to have to tackle Alex Rode now. She does. Going to see another substitution. The goal scorer, Maya Smith, she'll come off. The number 11. And she'll be replaced by Noemi Flores. Less than 10 minutes to go here for Langara to potentially get a consolation marker. I think 3 goals might be a tough ask. Weirder things have happened, though. But they've played well enough today to deserve a goal, Langara, for certain. Wells for Sears. She can turn. She's got a bit of time and space. Sears. She's on the left-footed dribble. She has Vanna Timothy. She's going to cut back inside. Sears still going. She has Shang square. Shang thought about uncorking a shot. Tried to play it diagonally for Wong. The clearance goes to Sadiq. Great through ball looking for Wong anyways. Bolognese gets there first. Alex Rode through the legs of Sadiq. And Flores gets her first touch of the match. Swerve ball forward by Salvino. That would have been a tough ask for Flores to get on the end of. It'll be an easy pickup for Simran Basra. Maya Fraser, whose name I've probably called a grand total of 4 times today. She's quietly and effectively gone about her business today. But I apologize if there's any Maya Fraser fans watching the stream today, not meaning to leave her out. But like I said, she's just quietly gone about her business and hasn't been involved in anything overly egregious, let's just say that. So it's a positive thing. 84th minute. And it looks like another substitution possibly for Capilano, as Maya Van Ryk might come on. A lot of Mayas in both squads today. We've got Maya Fraser, Maya Van Ryk, Maya Smith. A couple Alexes today as well. Really difficult for the broadcasters. Alex Paul just sees Sophie Pather's pass get looped over her head into the midfield. Alexis King, who also has quietly kind of gone about her business here today. Rode into the path of Flores, takes it down. It's going to be Romilo who actually got closest to it. I thought Flores might actually chase it down herself, but Romilo does just enough to win a corner kick for Capilano. It'll be Salvino over to take. With Kai Belbin now on the bench. The usual corner kick taker. It'll be Salvino. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. This one hit almost right into the net, and it has come off the back of the net. I thought that was a visual distraction. I definitely thought that was in. I was about to call a goal, so thankfully the back meshing had enough spring on it to let me know that that, in fact, was not a goal. My goodness me. believe it'll be Salvino coming off here, who's just limping ever so slightly. And the number 26, Maya Van Ryk, now into this one for about the next 5 minutes plus stoppage. Probably about a couple, maybe 2 or 3 minutes added on for the Madison Pinch injury, which we're going to try and get an update on right now, as I'm sure there are some concerned friends and family and fans watching on behalf of Madison Pinch who would definitely like to know what her status is after unfortunately twisting a knee on the turf probably about 20 minutes ago. Wong, handball there, but referee says play on, still going Wong. She's trying to unlock this defense, puts it across, it comes off Annette Hernandez. Amber Wells, I should say, into the path of Manat Dillon. She tried to lay off for Sir Sirius. Sir Sirius has won the ball back. Still going Sir Sirius. She gets past one tackle, two, into the path of Wong. Her touch was just behind her, Wong. It was a great ball in by Sir Sirius. It had some sting on it, so it was going to be a tough control for Wong, but she actually had done the hard part. She just kind of lost the flight of it. A couple substitutions coming up here for Langara as well. Sadie Coleman will come into this one, and it also looks like Shantea Walker might come on as well. Good ball for Christy Wong to chase onto. It's in the right channel. Bolognese tries to fly in and win the ball. Wong stands her up, keeps it, and tries to play it across the 18-yard box. Too far behind Vienna Timothy, and no late runners able to pick it up. Piercing diagonal ball is going to find Maury chasing by the right corner flag. Amber Wells right there to take care of it. She doesn't have a ton of options, though. Stays patient with it and wins a throw-in, does Wells. Here comes the double substitution for Langara. Coleman, the number 10, and Walker, the number 28. And that'll be for Annette Hernandez. And I'm just trying to identify the player on the far side who's come off. I believe it's Alex Paul who's actually come off, which is a shame. She's put in such a good effort today, the captain. Lots of shots. Unfortunately, she was kept to probably about 18 yards or further out by a very good Capilano defense. She teed up Amber Wells to smash the crossbar, and she also had a point-blank header go wide as well. So an unfortunate day at the office for Alex Paul, but certainly wasn't for lack of effort. Morris wins the ball back for Capilano in the middle of the park. Tried to play it wide left for Road to run onto. It was cut out by Sadiq. Walker, she's dispossessed now. Flores plays it the width of the park. Sir Sirius comes back from an advanced position to win it back, and now Sir Sirius is on the ball again. Forward for Coleman. Good play there. Manat Dillon on the ball. Tries to get it forward for Vienna Timothy, but it was just too far behind Timothy to begin with. Maybe a ball into the feet was what the doctor ordered there, but the Capilano players and goalkeeper, including Gill, will take that one. Incoming substitution for Capilano. It'll be Ella Jennings, the number 13, coming on for some late minutes here. It looks like the referee is telling the men's Falcon players to leave the park. They had just come into the corner of the pitch to finish their pre-game ritual, and the referee telling them to depart. They'll be back on shortly in the next couple of minutes. Ella Jennings now onto the park for Capilano. Chanel Morris, the number 23, was the player who made way. The men's match, of course, coming up at 2:30. Langara looking to overturn their 3-1 loss here at Willoughby Park to Capilano back on September 14th. And the Langara women had the same hope coming into this affair today. They dropped a 5-0 decision to Capilano back on September 14th, but things haven't gotten much better for them today on the score sheet. 3-0 at the moment, with probably about 2 minutes, maybe a bit more for stoppage after Madison Pinch went down with an injury midway through this second half. Just getting a note from the physio bench at Langara. Madison Pinch will in fact be done for the day today. Just see her at the physio table down below us. She's got a big ice pack on the right knee. They will have her further evaluated tomorrow, and hopefully some updates will be made available then. Of course, they do play the same Capilano squad again tomorrow, albeit at the Capilano home park, so they'll need all hands on deck, and hopefully Madison Pinch is ready to go for that one. Alvin Prasad already short-handed when it comes to center backs. Cassidy Kwan and Amber Wells, who are usually midfielders and forwards, are playing in the center defense, as Grace Jorgensen and now Madison Pinch, his usual preferred center backs, might not be available moving forward. Basra plays the ball into the middle of the park, controlled by Shang. Dispossessed by Ramilo, though, who kind of flew in from her blind spot. Langara do get the ball back right on the halfway line. Amber Wells plays the ball into the middle of the park. Alex Rode latches onto it. Ramilo tried to get it to Van Ryk, but that was right into the path of Coleman. Langara have the ball there. They have some numbers and some possession right now. Christy Wong just couldn't reel in that ball from Manat Dillon. She left it just a dash short, which is unfortunate because they had probably 5-on-4 numbers there had Dillon managed to get that ball forward. Ball into the path of Coleman. That one once again cut out by Pather, who's now playing as a center back. I think she's played every position on the park outside of goalkeeper and ball boy today as Pather on the score sheet as well, and it is one of the 3 goals that aids Capilano to a 3-0 victory. Pather opened the scoring. Salvino doubled their pleasure before Maya Smith tripled down on the lead. They had their chances though, Langara. Amber Wells came the closest. She smashed the bar. Alex Paul saw her point-blank header miss wide. She also had a handful of other shots as well. Christy Wong was always buzzing in and around the area, as was Annette Hernandez and Marina Pastrolides, but Langara once again just not able to get the ball in the back of the net, and unfortunately it finishes for them. It finishes for them 3-0 here today against Capilano at Willoughby Park. They get a chance to get a modicum of revenge tomorrow when they visit Capilano at their university. We'll take a very quick break. As mentioned, it's a PACWEST doubleheader here today as Langara host Capilano University Blues. The men's game coming up at 2:30. We'll have that for you in just under a half hour's time. We'll chat then.